Indonesia, the world's largest archipelago, hides a dark and often violent criminal underworld, from political assassins and prison mafias to drug kingpins and vigilante mobs. The country's gangster history is a brutal reflection of its complex society. These are 10 real gangster stories from Indonesia, gripping tales of power, corruption, and crime. One story, Hercules Rosario Marshall, the gangster with political ties. Hercules is one of Indonesia's most infamous gangsters. Born in East Timor, he lost his arm during the resistance against Indonesia, but rose through the criminal ranks in Jakarta. Known for his violent militia-style gang, Hercules controlled Tanah Abang, ran extortion rackets, and even worked as a political enforcer. Despite multiple arrests, he remains a controversial public figure. Two-story, John K., the king of Jakarta's underworld. John Refra K., known simply as John K., built one of the most feared crime syndicates in Jakarta. His group controlled debt collection, murder for hire, and extortion across the capital. A turf war with the rival Basri clan led to several killings. Even while in prison, John K. continued to command operations until his rearrest in 2020 for planning a murder from behind bars. Three-story, the Battle of Ambon, gangs, religion, and revenge. In the early 2000s, the Maluku sectarian conflict between Christians and Muslims created a fertile ground for gangsterism. Gangs and paramilitary groups emerged from both sides, engaging in arson, bombings, and killings. The violence wasn't just religious, it became a power struggle for territory, protection rackets, and political control. Four-story, Pemuda Pancasila Gang or Nationalist Organization. Pemuda Pancasila, formed during the Suharto era, claims to be a nationalist youth group. In reality, it's been linked to our intimidation, extortion, and even political violence. Members are often seen wearing military-style uniforms and are deeply embedded in local power structures. Critics say the group operates more like a legal gangster organization with elite protection. Five-story, Freddy Budiman, Indonesia's drug kingpin. Freddy Budiman was a drug lord who ran a massive methamphetamine empire from behind bars. Even while imprisoned, he bribed officials and trafficked drugs worth millions. His arrest and eventual execution in 2016 exposed corruption within the prison and police systems, shaking public trust. Six-story, Laskar Merah Putih, vigilantes or criminals. Laskar Merah Putih, Red and White Warriors, is a nationalist vigilante group known for enforcing street justice. While they claim to uphold the law and protect the people, they've been involved in mob violence, illegal evictions, and intimidation of businesses. In some regions, they act as unofficial law enforcers, often for a price. Seven-story, the Yakuza Connection, Japanese mafia in Bali. Bali's nightlife and tourism attract not just tourists, but international criminals. In the 2000s, Japanese Yakuza syndicates were discovered to be laundering money and operating prostitution rings on the island. Indonesian and international police cracked down in joint operations, but some believe Yakuza influence remains in parts of Bali's underworld. Eighth story, prison gangs in Nusa Kambangan. Indonesia's high-security prison island, Nusa Kambangan, is home to many of the country's deadliest criminals. Inside, gangs control access to food, protection, drugs, and weapons. Bribery of guards, and power struggles often lead to riots and assassinations. even behind bars. 9 story. The Betawi Brotherhood Forum, FBR. The FBR started as a cultural movement to promote Betawi identity in Jakarta. Over time, however, it developed into a semi-militarized group involved in illegal security services, land grabbing, and political campaigning. While some locals see them as protectors, others see them as thugs in traditional dress. 10 story, the Indonesian mafia in the palm oil industry. Behind Indonesia's massive palm oil industry lies a shadow network of land mafias, corrupt officials, and hired muscle. These gangs forcibly remove indigenous communities, burn forests, and threaten environmental activists. In many cases, violence is used to seize land or silence dissent, all in the name of profit. From political enforcers to underground drug empires, Indonesia's gangster stories reveal a brutal blend of crime, corruption, and power. These 10 real stories can remind us that behind the beauty of the islands lies a far more dangerous reality, one where gangsters wear many faces, from street thugs to men in suits. Subscribe for more true crime stories from around the world.